if you're looking for your next tycoon game obsession, this might be for you. We were lucky enough to get an early peek into the demo of Hotel Architect, which is an upcoming hotel tycoon game where you manage hotels. Now, this is not a first-person management game like a lot of the simulations we're seeing coming out. This is a real deal tycoon game with all of the things that you would expect from a tycoon game. Hotel Architect definitely follows your typical tycoon kind of pattern where you've got your scenarios and your sandbox building. So your scenarios will see you move from location to location, completing different specific goals with specific unlocks, and the sandbox will let you build your own hotel from scratch. We did both to see what both were like, so let's kick things off with the scenario side and how that works. So in the demo, there are 2 different scenarios that you can complete at 2 different locations, and you pretty much go in and there's already a starting build for you. So the core aspects are there. You just need to build onto it or change things to be able to complete the goals. So you have a few different goals. I think there's 4 in the first one and 6 in the second one that you need to complete to be able to win the scenario. And they vary from things like how many rooms you have to having a certain customer type, to getting your customers to do specific things. I think they've really nailed the scenarios in that they teach you different aspects of the game in a more of a slow kind of way, but it's not a specific tutorial, if that makes sense. So they introduce you to a lot of the mechanics in the very first tutorial, but then they give you a bit more freedom and teach you the mechanics by getting you to complete goals. Going in with pre-built hotels is really great to set your expectations for what your hotel should look like later on. And I think they've really nailed this quirky, fun atmosphere. The scenarios don't feel really difficult. They feel pretty balanced, pretty winnable. And of course, you also have the option to continue playing with a stack of other goals that you can complete to unlock different placeable items. Each location does have its different quirks, and the second scenario in the game will see you faced with heat and needing to have aircon and that kind of thing, which I think is really cool. And the only thing I really didn't like about the scenarios is that there were only 2 and I wanted to do more. Now we also have the sandbox side, which is where things got a bit interesting. So the sandbox mode doesn't give you unlimited money or anything like that. It pretty much just means you can build your own hotel. And it was really great to get a good feel for a lot of the building mechanics. So your hotel needs to have a reception area, it needs to have a maintenance area, it needs to have a laundry to be able to clean your sheets and towels and things for your guests. You also need to have rooms for people to stay in. Your room value is probably the most key aspect to your rooms because they determine what customer base will actually stay in them. You do also need to make sure that you have certain things at your hotel before certain customer bases will stay. So they might need a room with an ensuite, or they might need a room with an exterior window, or you might need to have a gym at your hotel before you can get that type of guest to stay. So the rooms are really interesting, and it's not just a matter of copy and pasting different rooms. You do need to think about it a little bit more. You also have your facilities, which are things like your restaurant, your gym, your bar. And again, those things are needed for specific customer types. And they also increase the value of your hotel and increase your star value as well. I will say that playing sandbox, it's very slow burn in the game. It does take quite a while for you to build your funds up, and while you can access loans and things like that, if you go a bit too big at the start like I did, it can be really difficult to bring that balance back into the green. The whole construction system is really interesting because when you construct a building, you have to build the foundation and then your inner walls, as well as your floors, your wallpaper, and then your furniture. But you can't just build whatever you want. You actually have to hire a building crew to come in and complete all the works for you. I don't know how I feel about this system. I think it does add a bit of reality to it because it actually takes time for them to come and build things. And there are a few different sizes of crew that you can hire. So the more crew you hire, the more expensive, but also the quicker things get done. But it does take a bit of time to get all of your stuff built. The issue that I found with it is that you also have to get a construction crew to come in to deliver your furniture. So anytime you want to place an item or a bed or a coffee machine or anything, you have to call in a construction crew and get them to place it. It felt a little bit tedious to be able to have that. It also meant it wasn't instantaneous. So when you're upgrading, say your fridge or something like that with the better model, you have to wait for them to put the new fridge in before you can take the old fridge out, otherwise your restaurant won't work. So it was a bit tedious with the furniture side. I did like it in the building side, but the furniture side, I'm not sure about. So the main kind of, I guess, progression through the game is based around your customers and your customer types. As the better your rooms, the better quality your hotel is, the more customers you'll unlock, and those customers will pay more for their rooms. So you'll go from having a basic, $1,000 a night room to having rooms that are worth like $5,000 a night for your more expensive customers. I did really like that each customer base had their own particular things that they needed before they would come and stay at your hotel. So not only did you need the different facility rooms, you also needed your hotel ranking to be enough for a lot of them. And that whole system of your hotel ranking, I think, was really cool. You do have a critic that comes and stays at your hotel every couple of days, and they basically judge you on all the different aspects of your restaurant. So they judge you on your room quality, the restaurant quality, the entertainment, the snacks, the cleanliness, the bathrooms, and then they give you a ranking at the end, and that determines how many stars your hotel gets. And obviously the more exclusive customers need a 4-star hotel or a 3-star hotel, or they need the room value to be worth over $4,000. And I think that is a really interesting and a really cool way to scale. I found I was able to kind of scale up to the 4 stars relatively quickly within a couple of hours of gameplay, which I think is really great. But I worry that it might feel a bit boring or tedious in the full game if it's not challenging enough to get to those higher rankings that are more exclusive. The other main system is your staffing. So you do need to hire specific staff members for specific roles, and you will need to hire like more cleaners the bigger your hotel grows to be able to facilitate all of the cleaning that needs to go on, etc., etc. This is pretty simple, and I don't know if that is just for the demo purposes or if it will be in the full game. But the staffing is essentially you just hire staff and then they do their job. I would love to see potentially some rostering for the staff, because at the moment it's just 24/7. They're on and then they go to the staff room if they need a break. But rostering, I think, would be cool. The other thing I would love to be able to do is assign specific tasks. So with your cleaners, they obviously clean the floor, they clean the bathrooms. They also change sheets and towels and things. And I would really love to be able to set a cleaner to just do the sheets and one to just do the floors and one to just do the bathrooms, rather than them kind of doing everything. I think it would be cool to be able to have that task differentiation, especially if you're having trouble with one of those things. Then being able to set one cleaner to do just sheets might make the difference. So I hope that will get integrated in the full game, but we'll see. As it is, it's still a good system. It's not a broken system by any means, but I would love to be able to have a bit more control over that management side. Your customers also leave you your reviews, which adds to your customer satisfaction and lets you know what you're doing well and not so well on, which I think is a really cool system. And it really gives you a lot of information about what's working and what's not working, what you need to improve on, what the quality of your hotel is like from your customers, not just from a critic. Overall, I really loved playing the game. I spent probably 4 or 5 hours playing in one long session, completed all the scenarios, did a whole sandbox build, and it was really fun. I really enjoyed the mechanics. I really enjoyed the tycoon feel. I love that you're able to do your staffing. I love that you're able to build your rooms however you want, and there's a lot of design in there too. This is definitely a game I will closely be watching. It does feel like it's well on its way to release, and I think it's scheduled for 2025 sometime. So hopefully we see the full game out this year. But I'm really interested to see what more they're gonna add, what new items we're gonna get, what new customers we're gonna get. And of course, I wanna play some more scenarios because they were really fun. The Hotel Architect demo is out as part of Steam Next Fest, so it is sticking around until the 3rd of March. So if you're watching this before then, make sure to go and check it out for yourself. And if not, make sure to go and add it to your wish list. We'd love to know what you think. Have you played the demo? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're looking for more indie game recommendations, click here. And until next time, stay caffeinated.